Devin is not a hamstring. It's a different muscle that wraps. It's a secondary muscle that wraps around the hamstrings down the side of the leg. So he's day to day. The MRI showed negative for all his hamstrings muscles. Sometime later this afternoon, I'll have a better feel whether or not he can try and practice today.
Questions for Coach? David?
Hey, Frank, thanks for doing this. Looking at Vanderbilt on film, what have they done different, if anything, since the last time you guys played?
I mean, I watched them. I watched our game last night. I've been watching their game against Florida this morning. With all due respect to everyone, I needed a break yesterday during the day, so I enjoyed my family for a little while. But got back on the saddle last night. They did some different things to attack us because of the way we try to play defensively, the spacing. So we got to make some adjustments based on what they did that game. And I think this is the best Vanderbilt team since my first couple of years in the league. From a competitive standpoint, they've had, I was at dinner with someone the other day, and they had Aaron Neesmith, Saban Lee. They had 4 guys that are in the NBA, 4, and they won 2 league games. That's not a testament to them. It's a testament to how hard this league is, where people always want to complain about losing. Well, Vanderbilt have 4 pros on the same team and won 2 league games. But this team's really competitive. Stute's been around, can really shoot it. Tough-nosed competitor. Pippen obviously is a preseason player of the year in the league. Wright's been with them just like Stute for 3 years. The center with the 2 last names, Brown. He's been with them for 3 years. So Stack is one of the most competitive players of all time. And he's created now a team of guys that have been around him for a while that share that competitiveness, and they fight you. They fight you tooth and nail. They can shoot it, and they got a difference maker in Pippen.
Michael and Anna.
Frank, after the way Jermaine and Keyshawn, especially last game played, just how do you see them moving forward, how that kind of performance can maybe help them get on track and snap back into the form and what they've shown in the past few years for you guys? Yeah,
I mean, with Keyshawn, I've been seeing it coming with his preparation, his mindset. He's in a very positive place, and he has been for a while. I was just really happy that he was able to make successful plays in the game, which I think allowed him to relax a little bit and made him feel good about himself in the game. He does it in practice, and I'm happy for that. And with Jermaine is consistency. It's with Jermaine, he's been in and out of. He's missed more practice than he's actually practiced, and that's a problem. But you got to trust in his experience and who he is, and that he can build on having 2 solid practices coming into this game. And then going out there and he didn't play great when he first played in the first, he did not play very well when he checked in the first half, but obviously he was a lot more confident and aggressive with how he played in the second half. And we need that from him.
Colin.
Yeah, Frank, you touched on Woodley a little bit after the game. Just what do you think's allowed him to make an impact the way he has over the course of the last couple games, and especially as a freshman, and what's maybe next for his game as he continues to probably get more consistent minutes?
I mean, he was coming before Christmas. It's what I talked about, after the game, Colin. He was playing his best basketball when we went into Christmas break. I mean, he had gotten in shape. He's very intelligent. He knows where to be. He knows what we're trying to do. He had to get in shape. When you're not in shape, like he wasn't in the preseason, it's hard to sustain effort. You get tired. The game's really fast, and and really aggressive. And so you got to play at a different speed than you play in high school. He was making that adjustment. I thought he was playing great. And then, he went home for Christmas and got stuck in Camden and was shacked up from December 23rd till January the 3rd. And, then gets back, and that's 10 days of just laying around a bed doing nothing. And here we are. It's SEC play. Hurry up, get back in shape and get back to everything. And that's really easy to be said when you're not the person that battles what he battled. And number two, you're not the person playing against the teams that we've played to start SEC play. So I thought he practiced fairly well going into Arkansas, and he practiced even better after Arkansas. And I'm not surprised that he played well. He everybody wants to talk about the point scores. Thank God they did. But the difference in the game was Taquan Woodley's interior defense and ball screen defense. And we needed that.
Mike Cuba.
Frank, obviously you guys have guys that are capable of being able to score from the outside. Do you feel like you guys are taking more shots on the perimeter because you guys are still trying to establish who that guy can be in the paint? I mean, obviously in the years past, whether it be Chris Silver, whether it be even Mike Coatsart being able to have that growth like you did senior year. Is that something you feel like your team's missing right now, or trying to find that identity? And maybe that's one of the reasons why there's been more shots or outside, especially in the first half of games?
Absolutely. It's one of the reasons I put Devin into the starting lineup, because we got to get the ball in the paint. That's what Devin does. And as we're trying to find consistency from our bigs, I mean, going into the season, I felt the center spot was going to be raw, because Wildens was going to be asked to carry a different load than he's carried in the past from a responsibility standpoint. And all the other guys are freshmen, whether it's Josh Gray or Javon or TQ or TV. And then the wild card was AJ Wilson. I thought AJ would give us more consistency on the interior, not so much as a post presence, but as an active paint attacker. And that hasn't happened. And, we still got time, and we're hopeful that just kind of separating for a couple games, got him to a place of peace mentally so he can go out there and enjoy. And I think he practiced more to like he did back in October, and gave us the most active minutes he's given us in a long time against Georgia the other night. And so it's that's, Mike, long-winded answer, giving you a little detail as to explain to you why your question is spot on. That's we got guys that can make jump shots, but we got to get the ball in the paint, and don't dismiss Jermaine from the paint scoring. He made some plays in the paint against Georgia. That's something that he's done in the past, and we need him to be more consistent at doing too. So now him and Devin can dribble drive it. You saw Eric made a couple dribble drive layups against Georgia and create fouls, and those are the plays we got to make as our big guys continue to find consistency at being offensive, an offensive presence in the paint.
John.
Y'all have had some success playing some zone defense this year. What's been the key for that? And how do you decide when to go to that during games?
Yeah, when I feel our ball screen defense is not up to par, or the other team has a certain rhythm to how they're attacking us and kind of have us on our heels a little bit, I'll go zone just to get them to stop attacking us in that manner. I'll go zone to get them to stop ball screening, just to give our ball screen defense, let it take a deep breath for a couple plays. And then the second part to that is in the preseason, when we work on some of these things, I thought this team, it's hard to play zone if you got guys that mentally can't process information in a hurry. And zone defensive teams, good zone defensive teams, usually really, really great IQ basketball teams, just like switching defensive teams, because it requires a lot of communication and a lot of anticipation. And I think this team is good that way. I think James Reese, Eric, Devin Carter, Taquan, Josh Gray, Keyshawn. I think we've got a lot of guys that can process information pretty quick. Jermaine. And then we're a little interchangeable. And then the last part, Chuck convinced me in the offseason to try and play the zone the way we're playing it, which I like because it's an aggressive zone. I don't like passive zones. I just kind of sitting back and letting you determine pace of play and aggression. I struggle coaching in that environment, and Chuck convinced me of the zone, and we ran with it in the preseason. It's kind of what we've been trying to use, and I think it's helped us.
Alex Jones.
Frank, Josh Gray's really been a spark coming off the bench for you the past couple of games, especially against Arkansas. Just kind of what have you seen from him that's kind of caused him to step up his production?
I said this early in the year. I know he was at LSU last year, but I think he played a total of like 20 minutes all year. So growth. It's even coming out of high school, he had not. I don't know what the word is, whether it was committed himself or coaches had not challenged him. It's not fair for me to answer that. It's something that I think you should ask him one day, so he can give you a better answer there as to his high school journey. But he is not. He's got a lot of ability, a lot of potential. He's unbelievably smart, but he doesn't have the experience to understand, or the confidence to understand how dominant a force he can be. And that's been the challenge, is getting that out of him. And he wants to be good. So he wants you to challenge him. He wants you to help him grow. But as you're going through that journey, you get inconsistency. And that's what we see from him sometimes. We see great plays and great moments and wow moments. And then you see other times where it's a guy that's 5'11" shoots a layup and he just stands there and watches. And you're trying to figure out how's that happen. But that's the great place that we live in our sport right now is, you can recruit certain guys and win right away, or you can recruit, guys like Josh and have patience and teach and color inside the lines and win that way. And that's the way I like to color inside the lines, and I like to teach and watch guys grow. And that's why I enjoy coaching guys like Josh Gray.
Colin.
Frank, from a consistency standpoint, what do you want to see from your team offensively, defensive energy wise, to kind of maintain some of the things you saw during the final 10 minutes against Georgia to replicate that offensively for you guys against Vanderbilt?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in the first half against Arkansas. We made shots, we played with aggression, we played confidently. And then you saw the opposite in the second half where we had opportunities to make plays and simple plays, and instead when you don't make simple plays, it's okay here and there, but when you consistently make certain come out with a zero on certain opportunities, whether it's an easy loose ball, whether it's a layup, whether it's a wide open three, missed free throws, those become deflating. And when you have too many deflating plays, young teams tend to lose its spirit a little bit. And that's kind of what we've been battling. We've been playing some real good teams and been in a good place with all of them. But we have struggled to consistently make the easy play and turnovers. Those are deflating. I mean, I was just watching the Vanderbilt game last night. We had two plays early in the game where our guards make great decisions in the open court. One passes to Wildens, hits Wildens in the head. I mean, how someone pass you the ball, hits you in the head? And the other one was to Josh, and he pulls his hands down and watches the ball go right by. Those are two catch dunks that give you extra energy. Instead, those become very deflating. And then the guy passing the ball, now he drops his head. And now the other team goes on a 12-2 run instead of it being a 6-6 possession. And and that's kind of what we've been battling. And in the second half against Georgia, we made the dunk. We made the three. We came up with the loose balls. We got out in the open court and converted the 3-point play. Those are the plays that we have to figure out a way to be more consistent at.